Fine. So, good morning and warm welcome to all the dignitaries, special guests, and delegates. With great joy and immense exultation, I feel privileged to extend my warm welcome to all present here for the virtual Formula Imperial 2020. Let me take this opportunity to introduce the event to all of you. Formula Imperial is started in year 2014 and formerly it was known as Hybrid Vehicle Challenge HVC. Formula Imperial HVC is the oldest hybrid electric student formula event in India. From last 6 years, more than 275 teams have participated in Formula Imperial HVC event with 28,000 plus of students participation who have learned a hands-on experience by working on hybrid electric vehicle technology. We are continuously uplifting the level of competition is that industry experts, skill development, industry academia connect, etc. year by year. Finally, we welcome all the experts and teams to participate in 7th season of Formula Imperial on behalf of Imperial Society of Innovative Engineers Technical Committee, where we have 300 plus experts from automotive industry. So ladies and gentlemen, I am Dr. Ashwini Sharma and I am the host for today for all of you. Now I would request Mr. Vinod Gupta for opening speech, who is the founder and president of ISI India. Over to Mr. Vinod.
Thank you, Professor Ashwini. Good morning, all. Thank you all to each and every one of you for being here with us today. We are very pleased to be able to welcome those of you that have been with us for a long time now, as well as those who are new in this committee. I would like to express my gratitude to welcoming you all. Professor Anil D. Sahasbuddhe. He is the chairman of All India Council for Technical Education. Welcome, sir. Mr. Akbar Ibrahim. He is the president of FMSCI, Federation of Motorsports Club of India. Welcome, sir. Mr. Pat Clark. He is very senior design judge at various Formula events around the globe. Sometimes he is also known as a grandfather of student Formula. Welcome, sir. Mr. Vikki Chandok. He is currently a member of FMSCI Council and a member of FIA Track Racing Commission and president of APRC. Welcome, sir. Professor Smack. He is senior fellow from Hector School, KIT, Germany. Welcome, sir. Mr. Rindam Lahiri. He is a CEO at Automotive Skill Development Council, ASTC. Welcome, sir. Mr. Astos Jha. He is head of Korean business for India and SAARC countries, Michelin. Welcome, sir. Mr. J. Muni Ratnam. He is chairman aerospace at ISIEINDIA, CEO of Javaji Consultancy. Welcome, sir. Mr. Sumit Aneja. He is CEO of Speedbase Electric. Welcome, sir. Many of you are associated with us from past many years, and with your appreciation, guidance, and continuous support made us what we are today. Today, our opening ceremony of 6th Formula Imperial virtually, and we are proud to be able to host it today here virtually. Before we get started, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to all of you who helped us to this event to come together to become a success. We could not have done it without you. You have all done, you all chosen to be part of to association due to a mutual passion for skill development, electric mobility, motorsports, and student welfare. Your passion helps us to unite us. The energy we create is what allows us to achieve our individual as well as group goals. We are grateful to have you join us here at opening ceremony of 6th Formula Imperial virtually. During this past few months, those were the very tough months. During this COVID-19 pandemic situation, happy to see all of you are safe, and I hope this gap will help us to grow more productive, smart, and tough enough. Once again, I would like to welcome you all to the 6th Formula Imperial opening ceremony. Thank you for being with us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Vinod. Sorry I got a little late because I'm actually stranded between two meetings and a race meeting today. Okay, we have our national racing championship going on. So I darted into the office to spend a few minutes with all of you and head back to the racetrack in about 15 minutes. So I'm just sorry that I'm here for a short while, but it's my real privilege. Thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you.
It's okay, sir. Thank you so much for being with us, making time for us. Thank you, sir.
So now ISI India is proud to inform that 7th season of Formula Imperial will be conducted on main track of Budh International Circuit, Greater Noida in July 2021. May I now request one of the guest speaker, who is again who's who of automotive industry. He is none other than Mr. Ashutosh Jha. He is head of OEM business for India and SAARC countries from Michelin. He is former associate engineer in Tata Motors, area sales manager in Sonalika, and entrepreneur in Namrata Raswanti. Ashutosh sir, you can take it over.
Yeah, for sure, and it's a pleasure to be part of this event. I would be very candid. I'm here.
Sir, please unmute yourself. Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yeah, right.
Yes. So I was saying that I am very thankful to the organizing committee and especially Mr. Vinod for giving me this opportunity. I very strongly believe in the purpose for which and the purpose which Mr. Vinod is carrying forward. Okay, and I feel that it is very much opt to the current two requirements. First, sustainability, and second, upskilling. Okay, so on that context, I would like to congratulate ISI team as well as the leadership of Mr. Vinod for carrying out this very important milestone. Now, as far as this event is concerned, according to me, being in this industry and working with various OEMs across India in other countries, I would say that today electric mobility or hybrid mobility is one of the most important areas where every single OEM in the world is working. Okay, so yesterday I was part of a meeting where we were talking about Volvo. And in 2021, Volvo will be launching an entire range of truck with electric vehicle, okay, electric technology. So we are heading into an era where more and more the electric vehicle or electrification will be at the epicenter of our mobility, okay? And for that, this kind of event is seeding the grassroots level from school, from colleges. So my best wishes for the organizing committee, and you can count on me for my support in future also. Many congratulations. Over to you, Mr. Ashwin.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Now I would like to call upon Mr. Vinod to facilitate virtually Mr. Jha.
Thank you, Ashutosh sir. It's a token of appreciation from our side. We are connected from long time, and it's great to have you at this ceremony. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vinod, and you are doing a fantastic job. Keep doing it in the same passion the way you are carrying it out, and your team. Many congratulations once again, and best wishes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ashutosh sir. Now we will have another next speaker, who is again the stalwart of automotive skill development. He is Mr. Rindam Lahiri. He is CEO and at Automotive Skill Development Council India. He is having professional experience in manufacturing and education. His passion is to work for society, enriching contribution creating new customer segment models, experimenting team structure, lead organization from chaos to clarity in vision. His specialties are startups, strategic planning, human resources, supply chain, training and development, business negotiations, alliances and partnership, and learning and development. He is former Chief Academic Officer in ST Media Limited, Executive Director in GRAS Education and Technology Services Limited, Advisor to MD Education and Skills, LNFS Education and Technology Services Limited, Executive Director in IWSB, Director and Co-founder and VP Academics in Career Launcher, Manager Sourcing and Logistics in Honeywell, Senior Application Engineer Automotive in Allied Signal India, Assistant Manager Material Planning in Pertec Computers Limited, and Senior Executive Vendor Development in Maruti Udyog Limited. Now I would request Mr. Arindam to say a few words in this inaugural ceremony. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, and good morning to you all. It's always, very motivating to be part of a very enlightened panel. Good morning, Professor Shashabudre, and Vinodji. Thank you for always remembering us and making us always part of this kind of initiatives. You're doing a great job. And I personally am very excited to be part of such events where the youngsters of today, I think, are being motivated to think about a very, very exciting world of automotive. Some of us naturally got attracted and inclined towards the automotive industry in our early days. However, I think as a country, we moved more into IT and related areas, much more than what automotive industry could attract. So I think these initiatives obviously make a very fair case for automotive to be also a very exciting journey that the youngster could undertake. And today's automotive is actually no different from IT because it's a moving computer. And so therefore, I think it's much more challenging to manage a moving computer than a static computer in the IT industry. And electrification has brought in new challenges. One of the, I think, a very positive outcome of the electrification, among many other things, of course, which are all talked about a lot of times, just looking at it from a youngster's perspective, I think electrification, if you look at, manufacturing, design and manufacturing of IC engines, where the design kind of had become not so exciting, so to say, but the bigger excitement was in the manufacturing because it needed a lot of parts, precision parts to kind of fall in place. While I think electrification, e-mobility, and hybrid vehicles in particular, I think will have a tremendous application of design principles. And a lot of younger technology aspirants will find it extremely satisfying and, very, very exciting to be part of this kind of a journey. At ASDC, we are constantly connecting with the younger profile, whether they are from the segments of college, school dropouts to college dropouts to ITIs to diplomas to degree engineers. So the entire gamut. And it was always very, very motivating when you see the light in their eyes when they are looking for adding new skills and to their repertoire and then being able to apply it in the industry. So these kind of events, I think, are a great opportunity for the youngster to hone their design skills, put their learning into practice, and also have that entire competitive spirit that we want to be the number one. And I think as a country, it is time for India to continuously aim to become number one at everything that we do. I think our Honorable Prime Minister has already spoken a number of times about Atmanirbhar Bharat, which essentially means that we need to be number one in doing whatever we want to do. I spent many years in an amazing company called Allied Signal, which later on became part of Honeywell. And our CEO always used to say that you need to be in a business where you are either number one or you get out of that business. I think as a country, we need to adopt it. We need to be fairly competitive, bring on the skills, bring on the competitiveness. And these are absolutely the values that is synchronized in what Vinodji, you're trying to do in this kind of events. So wish you good luck and hope to see the exciting journey coming to some kind of conclusion in July. Hopefully by that time, we will be less virtual and more physical. Thank you and wish you all the best again.
Thank you, Rindam sir. It is so great to tell all the people who are watching it right now that ASDC is doing tremendous job as far as skill development is concerned. Thank you so much. And now I would like to invite Mr. Vinod to facilitate Lahiri sir.
Thank you, Rindam Lahiri sir, once again joining us, and kindly accept this token of appreciation virtually, and hopefully in coming time we will have the physical events and see you there. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, believing in women empowerment, ISI India welcomes all girls team with 50% concession on the final event registration fees to promote the vision of women empowerment in motorsports and e-mobility. With these words, I would like to introduce next special guest, who is Professor Hartman. He is Distinguished Senior Fellow in Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, short form is KIT, Germany. Hartman has been working as FZI Director on design of reliable as well as self-organizing adaptive systems with applications in energy and traffic systems. As a key member of several projects in various funding programs, he is driving the development of intelligent systems in future energy systems as well as for electric mobility, thereby shaping the new discipline of energy informatics. I wish Professor Smack to please take it over and have some words of wisdom for all the people. Over to you, sir.
Okay, good morning. Thank you very much for this introduction. Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear students, it was a pleasure for me to accept this invitation to be a special guest to your opening ceremony of the 6th season of Formula Imperial 2020. As a computer scientist, I have only a very loose connection actually to motorsports or to Formula E. But in my academic life, my research and my teaching has been driven by the challenge to make best use of information and communication technologies to improve the efficiency and thus the performance of devices and systems in technical applications. Specifically, I have looked into new, more intelligent ways of traffic control, and in recent years, my focus has been on the challenges of the energy transition towards renewable energy sources and towards electric mobility. I must say, I was really impressed when I saw the portfolio of activities of the Imperial Society of Innovative Engineers. In a perfect way, you have taken up the idea of gamification to get students interested and active in really important and core areas of technological development. By organizing the electric formula car event or car competition, you provide strong incentives for the participating student teams to design the most efficient and best performing electric racing car. You have to be innovative to achieve this. Here, students from different disciplines not only learn how to contribute to the design of the best performing cars, but they also learn how important it is to cooperate effectively within a transdisciplinary team in order to be innovative. As one of the previous speakers said, cars meanwhile are moving computers. And so you need input from very many different disciplines to achieve something like that. The technical innovations that you put into your vehicles have a good chance to find their way into electric vehicle technology, and your experiences in such a competition will be a perfect foundation for a successful professional career in an area that is of highest importance for the future of our societies. So I'm extending my best wishes to all of you in this highly challenging competition. Be innovative, be successful, and have fun. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Vinod, would you please kindly felicitate Professor Smack?
Thank you so much, Professor Smack, for joining us today. Recently, he also contributed to our online learning platform through a very good session. And I would like to appreciate for the same as well, and keep connecting with us and keep supporting to us. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure for me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vinodji. Our next speaker is, you can say, youth icon, who is currently the member of FMSCI Council and member of FIA Truck Racing Commission. He is also multiple Indian rallying champion. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce you with Mr. Vikki Chandok. He is an Indian racing driver and motorsports administrator. He was the president of Federation of Motorsports Club of India, FMSCI, from 2003 to 2005 and from 2010. During his second stint as president of Indian Federation, he was associated with bringing the Indian Grand Prix Association Formula One races to India. He also supervised construction of F1 track at Buddh International Circuit as a representative of FIA and Bernie Eccleston. He was also the consultant of JP Sports International, from who constructed and owned the F1 track. May I now request Mr. Vikki to please take it over if he is available.
I don't think he's there.
I think he has already completed his presentation earlier. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have got the next speaker, who is what I can say, grandfather of Formula events. Every Indian youth knows him by name and by face because he is a renowned design judge of Formula events. He is guest lecturer at University of Technology in Sydney and tech editor of an Australian motorsports magazine, that along with attending several international Formula students event each year. He graduated in mechanical engineering. He was involved in international karting as VP of the CIK and responsibility for technical matters. In 1994, he attended FSAE as visitor, He attended again in 1996 as a volunteer, recruited as a design judge by Carol Smith. His first event was as judge in 1999 in UK. Then they started FSAE Australasia in 2000, and he was invited to help and start FSG in 2006. Typically, he works at up to 6 FSAE events each year. He writes an occasional blog on the FSG site that is called as Pat's Corner, and he maintains a Facebook group, FSAE Advisor and Support, which currently has about 4,000 members. I would request Dr. Pat to please come and give his words of wisdom. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I hope you can hear me. Thank you for the invitation to speak here. I'm amazed at the information that you have about me, although it is a little dated. The Facebook group got to about 16,000 before it got out of control. And there were attacks on personalities and some fairly nasty stuff went on. So I closed that down. It doesn't exist anymore. Okay. I have to imagine that the reason I've been invited is purely to bring experience to the event, and hopefully so the organizers can learn from lessons, both good and bad, that have been learned at other events all over the world. I have organized, judged at, planned, and otherwise advised about 65 various formula events all over the world. So I've done quite a bit. Okay, going back to the beginning, I have to tell you that my attraction to formula student type events is the educational aspect. Sure, I'm interested in cutting edge engineering, aviation and motorsport, Formula One and so on, but primarily my interest is education. The intent of Formula Student was to finish off the education of the young graduates with a practical or pragmatic event that they could actually learn to physically do something. My mentor, Carl Smith, used to say that the students coming from university could calculate all the stresses and strains in a threaded fastener, but they didn't know which way to turn the wrench. So formula was designed to teach them which way to turn the wrench. Now, along the way, there have been some changes. The intent was never to invent new technology. I have nothing against inventing new technology. That's a great thing. I love where we're going. But the primary intent was to ensure that the students finished off their theoretical education with a good, strong, practical project. There's an old proverb that says, if you're going to build a house, you have to build the walls before you can put in the windows. And you have to dig the foundations before you can build the walls. And the roof goes on last. What's happened, I think, is that we've forgotten that we have new, fresh, very inexperienced students every year, but we have tired old organizers like myself who keep expecting improvements each year. But I think what's now happening is that we may well be asking the students to actually put the windows in first, or maybe even put the roof on first. So I think we need to take a look at where we're going or what we're doing. Having said that, I'm not upset about the way formulas all over the world have gone. It's been an extraordinarily successful event. And realistically, there is no reason why Formula Imperial can't be developed to be the best Formula student type event in the world. Certainly there's no lack of enthusiasm here. There's no lack of expertise here. And I'm pleased to be invited to give whatever help or assistance I can do. I'm now retired from an active working life. My last 11 years of work, I was the training manager for the Hyundai Kia Group in Australia. Again, education. These days, though, I have withdrawn from the majority of the big events. I no longer go to Formula Student Germany or FSAE in the US or FS UK in England, because those events don't need me, and I really don't need them. So these days I'm focusing on helping to develop the new events, the developing events. In 2 days' time, I have to do a presentation like this for an event in Russia. And I'm here to offer whatever I can offer to help make Formula Imperial the best Formula student event in the world. And I thank you very much for that opportunity. Thank you.
Mr. Vinod, kindly facilitate Mr. Clark.
First of all, thank you so much, Mr. Pat Clark, for joining us today, and kindly accept this token of appreciation virtually this time. And hopefully in coming years, we will be seeing you at our event, and we are looking your continuous guidance, your experience to make our event better, that could be utilized for the welfare of our Indian youths and others too. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vinodji. Our next speaker is what I can say. He is Ocean of Energy and having endless achievements. He is father figure for all the engineering students in India and for the teachers also. I would like to introduce Dr. Anil D. Sahasrabudhe. Do not go by the introduction because it may take 1 or 2 hours to set out all the achievements what he has made till date. But still, from my side, I'm introducing him. He is the present chairman of All India Council for Technical Education. He was graduated from BVB College of Engineering and Technology, Hubli, under Karnataka University with a bachelor degree in mechanical engineering and was a gold medalist. Thereafter, he obtained a master's and doctorate from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. Prior to joining College of Engineering, Pune, he was the member of faculty at IIT Guwahati for 11 years. He was also lecturer at NEVIST Itanagar. He served as the director of COEP from 2005 to 15. Presently, he is chairman of AICT and also chairman Board of Governors, NIT Arunachal Pradesh. So without taking much of the time, I would request sir to please come and deliver your energizing speech to all of us.
Thank you, Dr. Ashwini Sharma, but it was a little too much about introduction. But anyway, the chief guest of today's program, Mr. Akbar Ibrahim, who is the president of FMSCI, and all the people who are associated with Formula racing as well as different types of automotive competitions, whether it is starting from Sumit Taneja, Ashutosh Jha, or Rindam Lahiri from India, as well as the creator of this, Vinod Gupta, who created this Formula Society and started Formula Imperial program, and the people from the extreme east, that is my friend Pat Clark, who is the father figure for all the automotive competitions and the rich knowledge that he has, and he shares that quite often. From the east, from Australia all the way, good evening to him, and from the west, Hartman Karlsruhe University, which is in Germany. So I think from Germany to Australia, India is in the middle. So I think we are holding this important function, and I sometimes envy, you were not there during the time when we graduated. We missed all of this fun. And most important, like Pat Clark was always telling, this is a competition, no doubt, but it's an educational competition. So you are learning in the process. The most important thing, which we often say, our theory classes are all held in the engineering colleges, but when it comes to practice, there may be a few small experiments in the laboratories, but they don't have the real, what is there in the industry known to them. And therefore, whether it is internships or whether competitions of this nature, they are all educative. And I'm aware, you told me that I am from College of Engineering Pune as director in the Baha Circuit. College of Engineering Pune almost won first prize every year. and the kind of struggle that used to do. And as pointed out by Pat Clark, it is the foundation, and then the structure, and then the internals, and then the roof. And that concept was very well embedded, and students used to start off with some basic design, then do it on various types of computational software, and then also do an ANSYS and FEM analysis, and then finally actually start building the system. And they sometimes fail, and again they rework on it and then get back. I think that is the challenge, that is the learning. I think that is what happens also in the industry. Industry cannot get the first cut solution immediately. They also many times experiment, they do several things, and then finally a prototype is developed, and then that comes into the market. I think that whole learning, you are getting it on board into the educational institutions. And from 2014 onwards, 276 teams, more than 28,000 students trained. I have seen some of these guys in the academics, in the curriculum, in the college courses and grades. Their performance is low key. Some of them will be barely 5 CGP out of 10, 6 CGP out of 10. But when it comes to design of an automotive vehicle, they are dadas. In Hindi we say that they are dada. They can do anything, and industry is also flabbergasted by the kind of knowledge and information they carry, the kind of explanation they do, and therefore I congratulate both Vinod Gupta as well as Ashwini Sharma, who have been spearheading this under Formula Imperial. I'm happy to be part of the opening ceremony. Great learning for all of us. Every time we learn something new from our students, and that lifelong learning exercise also is a continuous process for all of us. And I've seen Karlsruhe, Schmeck, I was there around 2004-05 with all other IIT directors on a visit to all the technical universities in Germany. And the kind of hands-on work that you do, I think we are trying to inculcate that through our national new education policy, which was announced only recently in July. I'm sure in the years to come, a lot of innovations, a lot of research, not only in automotive sector, but all the sectors. And as rightly pointed by Rindam Lahiri, today automotive vehicle is no more mechanical, no more hardcore mechanical. It is having electrical, it has having electronics, it has computer system, it has sensors. So it is a moving, not only computer, it is a moving robo. It can take the command. You have AI and IoT, Internet of IoT, where by sitting at home, you can ask your child that the vehicle will start driving to wherever you want to take the child to. I think the things are changing and a lot of innovations in terms of reducing the pollution. Therefore, the electric vehicles, hybrid vehicles have come in. And the new wave of even, who knows, in a short time, there will be hydrogen-driven vehicles also in place. So a lot of changes in terms of the way the automotive sector was seen in the past and in the future. So all the very best for the entire organization. Happy viewing Buddha circuit very soon when students will actually drive through in the roads. Thank you very much. Ashwini, you are muted. Ashwini.
Sorry, sir. Thank you so much, sir. It's always a mistake from my side, but as rightly pointed out by you, that the students might be having less grades when it comes to academics, when they are participating as a team in the events. But one thing is for sure, that in my experience, these students have tremendous opportunities as far as the industry is concerned. They are doing great job there, as well as, to your surprise, I can tell you that any member of the team, when they are getting into the job, they know what to do and how to do it. They get promotions very fast. So this is the outcome of that. Now I would like to call upon Mr. Vinod to please facilitate Sahasbudde sir from our side.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today, and kindly accept this token of appreciation. We are very honored to listen your energetic and very appreciating words. And I promise from this public platform, we will be able to keep the things going on. we will able to contribute in better way and keep going this way. Kindly keep supporting to all of us. Thank you for your blessings and for your presence, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Vinodji. Now I would like to request, now I would like to introduce first the chief guest of the event, who is again who's who of India and abroad. You can search him on Google. He is none other than Mr. Akbar Ibrahim. He is the new president of FMSCI, Federation of Motorsports Club of India. He is a former racer and a multiple national championship winner. Akbar Ibrahim has been the part of FMSCI Council for the past 4 years. He is also chairman of Four Wheel Racing Commission. He will be representing Coimbatore Autosports Club, CASC, in the FMSCI Council. So without any further delay, I would request Mr. Akbar Ibrahim to please take it over from my side.
Thank you. Good afternoon to everybody. Good afternoon, Vinod. Thank you for having me here as your chief guest for this wonderful function. Good afternoon to all the distinguished speakers. It's very nice to, it's a pleasure actually to hear all the information and assimilate all that you have spoken. I have been witnessing, in fact, just wanted to correct, I represent Miko Motorsports in the Federation and not CAC because they're an independent club from Coimbatore. It's my second term now as the president of the Federation. We have focused a lot as the mandate that we have is to focus on competitions. I have watched Mr. Vinod trying to pursue his dream in creating a platform of competition in a different manner, especially with the hybrid vehicle technology and giving an opportunity to students to collectively put together their talent and come out with new technologies which will help the electric industry as well as contribute a lot towards the growing interest which is already huge in motorsport. It's taken 6 years of growth and it's continuing to grow. There's a lot of effort that goes on behind the scenes, which is well appreciated. From the Federation, we have not got directly involved with events of this nature because it deals with design, it deals with endurance, it deals with reliability, it directly deal with competition, and it has its own set of rules and regulations. But the time has come where we have also been internally that there needs to be an association to start with people like companies like Formula Imperial, events like Formula Imperial. We showcase and associate with them and allow people in the motorsport world through our platform to understand what they're doing, to understand the talent of young engineers coming from this country. Collective wisdom is a very powerful tool that can be used in many forums. It's something that if people get together and use teamwork to be able to come out with a definitive product that will contribute a lot towards society, towards the automotive world, and towards sport, will be something which is will be looked at very seriously from our side. So we will be in discussions with the organization to try and see how the association can start. We are very keen to provide platforms to young budding engineers in the sporting side. And there are many opportunities. It just doesn't have to be from a driver, from the point of view of a driver. There's a lot of scope for people to get involved in the sport from the engineering side, on the development side, as well as on the officiating side. Electric in karting is growing at a very hectic pace. It's quite big now in the recreational space in karting. As everybody knows, Formula E is a very successful platform in its space. It's contributed a lot towards the automobile industry too. So I would like to see, using this platform, new types of events coming up, which is more focused towards the sport and competition, which will give the young engineers an opportunity to focus more on the sporting side, while you continue to expand your existing base in providing opportunities to young engineers to come out with new technologies in this very exciting space. The organization for providing a platform for women. We do have a commission which is Women in Motorsport. There needs to be a lot more interaction so that a lot of young girls who are interested in this exciting space are given more opportunities in the sporting side. I do wish all of you a very successful event, given difficult situations everybody is facing. I'm sure that your organization is quite capable of handling these difficulties that we all face, and we are always there to support you in any way that we can. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Ibrahim sir. It's so nice to hear from your side. Now I would request Mr. Vinod to virtually felicitate Mr. Ibrahim.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today, for making some time for us. And it is really very honored to have you at this opening ceremony. I'm following your activity of Miko Motorsports from my college days. And recently I came to know the things you are doing, wonderful job for the girls in motorsports in India. Mr. Kirat Reda also informed me regarding the same. And I hope we could also make some kind of good things that will be benefited to the motorsport community as well as the youths of India. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vinod. Ladies and gentlemen, now this is the time for some announcement. And this announcement is about an award. Name of this award is People Choice Award. And the participants or the would-be participants might be guessing about who has got this award. So the award for People Choice Formula Imperial 2020 goes to Team Uttejit, that is from Vellore Institute of Technology, Vellore. Congratulations, team. Now I would request the organizers to please start with the opening video for this function, which is to be released today. Thank you. Now, with this, we have come to the end of the ceremony. Good afternoon, everyone. I, on behalf of Imperial Society of Innovative Engineers and the entire event organizing team, let me call it Fraternity of Engineers here together, and on my own behalf, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to all the guests for gracing your important thoughts and opinions today. I would like to thank our chief guest, Mr. Akbar Ibrahim, President FMSCI, our special guest, Dr. Anil D. Sahasrabuddhe, Chairman AICT, Mr. Pat Clark, Chief Design Judge, Formula Events, Mr. Vikki Chandok, President FIA APRC, Dr. Hartman, Distinguished Senior Fellow KIT Germany, Mr. Rindam Lahiri, CEO ASDC, Mr. Ashutosh Jha, Head of OEM Business for India and SAARC countries, Michelin, Mr. J. Muniratnam, Chairman Aerospace and SAE India, and Mr. Sumit Aneja, CEO Speedways Electric, and all our most valued invited guests, judges, and participants. I would like to congratulate Team Uttejit from Vellore Institute of Technology, Vellore, for winning the People Choice Award, Formula Imperial 2020. We thank you for being with us this soon. From tomorrow, we are going to start the virtual presentation of teams in 6th season of Formula Imperial teams from 22 plus states has participated and manufactured the vehicle, but due to pandemic, we won't be able to organize dynamic event. We came to the conclusion to organize virtual Formula event. In the virtual event, we are going to have design presentation, innovation presentation, business plan presentation, and cost presentation. By reviewing all these reports, we will be announcing the champion of 6th season of Formula Imperial. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all the juries present here for inspection of the report. Mr. Manish Kumar, Assistant Manager, Chassis and Homologation, Kusalawa Automotive Industries, Mr. Sonu Singh, R&D Engineer, Renault Nissan, Mr. Vikas Kumar, ARAI, Mr. Avilash Trivedi, Senior Design Engineer, JS Design, Mr. Jyoti Prasad Shete, Senior Engineer, Cummins, Mr. Suraj Jadhav, CAE Analyst, John Deere, Dr. Ashwini Sharma, who is myself, Mr. Aniket Suryavanshi, Design Engineer, Indian Ost Private Limited, Mr. Vinod, Engineer, M&M, Mahindra and Mahindra, Mr. Chirra Ganesh, CAE Engineer, Design Tech Systems, and Mr. Leela Mohan, Software Engineer, Accenture. Wishing all the participants for upcoming days of presentation round. Thank you for joining the opening ceremony of Formula Imperial 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for joining us. Namaskar.